Have you ever watched another child listen the very first time their parent speaks and wondered, why doesn't my child do that? Maybe you say, please put your shoes on. Nothing. You say it again. Still nothing. By the fifth time, you're frustrated, your child is frustrated, and the simple task has somehow become a battle. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And here's the surprising truth. The difference between children who seem to listen immediately and those who don't often has less to do with obedience and more to do with brain development. Let's talk about why. One of the most important things to understand is that listening is actually a complex brain skill. Researchers at the Harvard Center on the Developing Child explain that young children are still developing executive function skills. These include attention, self-control, working memory, and the ability to switch from one activity to another. Think of it like air traffic control at an airport. A child's brain is constantly trying to manage thoughts, emotions, distractions, and impulses all at the same time. Some children naturally develop these skills earlier than others. Developmental psychologist Jean Piaget also found that young children learn by becoming deeply absorbed in activities. When your child is building a tower, pretending to cook, or exploring outside, their attention can become so focused that your voice simply doesn't rise to the top of their brain's priority list. That doesn't mean they didn't hear you. It means their brain is still learning how to stop one task and switch to another. There's also an emotional side. Research inspired by John Bowlby's attachment theory shows that children respond best when they feel connected and emotionally secure. Connection often comes before cooperation. Let's look at what this means in everyday life. Imagine a 2-year-old building a block tower. You ask them to clean up. To you, it feels simple. To them, it feels like being asked to abandon an important construction project halfway through. Their brain is fully invested. Now picture a 3-year-old at the playground. You say it's time to leave. But they're still processing all the excitement, movement, and fun around them. The challenge isn't just hearing you. The challenge is shifting gears. Or maybe you've experienced bedtime. You ask your child to put on pajamas. Nothing happens. Then suddenly you turn the pajamas into a game and say, "Can these pajamas catch you before they jump on?" And somehow the child who ignored you 30 seconds ago is now cooperating enthusiastically. Parents know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes cooperation is less about discipline and more about how information is delivered. So what can you do? First, connect before directing. Move closer, make eye contact, use your child's name. A connected brain is much more likely to listen. Second, get down to their level. Young children process communication better when they can see your face and focus on your words. Third, give transition warnings. Instead of suddenly ending an activity, try saying, 5 more minutes, then it's time to leave. This helps the brain prepare for change. Fourth, keep instructions short and clear. A simple direction is easier to process than a long explanation. And finally, use play whenever possible. Play lowers resistance and increases cooperation because it works with the child's natural way of learning. Most importantly, remember that listening is a skill. And like every skill, it develops with practice, guidance, and time. So if your child doesn't always listen the first time, it doesn't mean you failed as a parent. And it doesn't mean your child is destined to be difficult. Many children who struggle with listening today are simply working on skills their brains are still developing. Of course, if you have concerns about hearing, language development, attention, or behavior, it's always a good idea to speak with your pediatrician. But for many families, learning how the brain works can transform daily frustrations into opportunities for growth. I'd love to hear from you. How many times do you usually have to repeat yourself before your child responds? Leave a comment below and share your experience. And if you enjoy learning about the psychology behind your child's behavior, Follow the Baby Mind Coach for more science-backed parenting insights. You're not just raising a child, you're helping build a developing brain.